All right, so welcome officially to the web journal webinar. Let me go ahead and switch over so you can see my screen. Chat, screen share. Okay, can you see my screen?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
Yay!
Okay.
I like it.
Perfect. Okay, so welcome to the webinar. So I'm going to show you, this is a web journal that I created. So it's just a sample welcome pack that I've gotten from Emily in the 90 Days to 6K program. And so it just asks for name, what's your reason for coaching, and then it goes through a bunch of questions. And you can see down here where it says next, and we can go to another page.
I see your Google page.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me try that again. Screen share. Can I do entire screen? Okay. Okay. All right, can you see this now?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is a journal that I've created, and I'm going to teach you how to make this on your own. You can see at the end, like any journal, you can kind of turn the page or you can save and continue later. Oops. So I'm just gonna put something in here just so it lets me switch over. And if there are important fields, then you can do that. So you can see that it's a new page with new questions, and you can press submit, etc. So this is something that I love because instead of shuffling a bunch of papers, for your clients, they're able to, without downloading things or having any sort of technical problems, they can do absolutely everything in the browser, and it creates an easy go-to solution for both the coach and the user. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like. All right, so we'll go to just rosehalf.com, and so I've figured out how to do this with WordPress and a bunch of different plugins, etc. So you can see here on the page, without being logged in, you see just the few menu things. Can you read that? I don't know if it's too small.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
just home, contact, and login. So I created a registration page. So we'll go to rosehalf.com/register. I think it's 2. And so I just created this today to show you an example. So you can see that it still says home, contact, login. Somebody hasn't registered yet. So you can go here and type in what's a good username to use. We'll just call it test. And DowCloud, I'll just put in a simple password, and the rest of my information autofills. And you can create something like, what do you want to register for? And the platforms that I use, you can also do billing and like do Stripe accounts, etc. So when you click submit, you automatically get logged in, and again, this is custom code that I figured out how to do. So it goes to a welcome page, and you can see where it says home, contact, journal, and profile. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So if somebody were that little drop down, you can have them register for different things, and you can have this menu change based on what it is they register for, and you can also change. I just created a little sample page. So I'm going to show you the back end of how to do this now.
And that's on your WordPress?
Yep, this is all WordPress.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, okay, so, oh, oops, okay. Okay, so I go into my WordPress page. Oh, and I also have it set up so when you go to rosehalf.com, then it will also register, or you can /login, then it goes instead of going to wp-admin. I can show you that in a minute. Okay, so what are the tools that I use? I use Gravity Forms, and Gravity Forms, I'll go here. Gravity Forms is a PHP MySQL site that allows you to create all sorts of forms, registration, etc. I have a developer's license, which is $200, and I've also figured out how to do all sorts of extra things with it that's not developed within the developer's license. So InfusionSoft is $200 a month at one of the most basic packages. So being able to get this and get it going is about the same as 1 month of InfusionSoft, which I absolutely love.
So I use mock forms, which I think is similar.
Mock Forms? I haven't heard of it. I'll look it up.
It's MACH.
Cool. Well, let me show you. So, okay, I'll take you to another site to show you what it can do, just so you can see the difference. And I'm not sure what Mock Forms is.
Yeah, I think it's the same as Gravity. It does the same kind of thing.
Cool. So the you can do like process credit cards and those sort of things.
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. That's great. So I'm not sure if it can do this. So this is a Squarespace site. It's my Squarespace site, and so you can see it kind of just looks like Emily's, and you can click Find Out Today, and then it takes you to a handle, and this is all, this is WordPress now, so they combine together, and so you can create a subdomain, and then have your subdomain linked to your WordPress site, which is something that I absolutely love. So, because it gives you the beauty and ease of Squarespace, and all the convenience of having a membership site with WordPress. So, okay. So you can go through and click Submit, and I just now today figured out how to do the automatic user login, so this will change soon. But what I've done, and you can tell me if Mock Forms does this, but I've created a, the backend has a whole bunch of custom algorithms. I'm just checking things off so you can see. Custom formulas, so you can like add different things, and it gives you an assessment based on a complicated algorithm of what nutrients you are deficient in.
Wow.
Okay. Again, you can save and continue later, and you can change the colors, the fonts, etc. With Gravity.
I like it saves it as you go.
That it what?
That it saves it so you can come back to it.
Yeah, it's really convenient when you're doing web journal stuff. It's really an important feature. So, so you can go through and see how it says that I'm deficient in selenium because of what I've chosen. I'm deficient in vitamin C, vitamin K, and I know this could look better, but nutrients not deficient in, so biotin, etc. So it lists all the things that I am not deficient in. And so I've also gotten an email, and like I said, today I just figured out how to do the automatic user login. So this will all be changing, and there will be things across the top that that you can go through and see your profile and see your test results. So, okay, cool. Oh, what'd you say?
That's awesome. I can't believe how much is customized.
Yeah, I love it. Once it's set up, you won't have to ask for first name and last name. You can have it as like a hidden field. Reason for, okay, so I'm just gonna submit this really quick so we can, I'll show you one more thing, and then I'll show you how to do the backend. So I just submit, and then I say, oops, like I actually wanted to, and this is customizable. I just set it up today. So you can go in here to the journal log, and I didn't finish setting this up, but you can say I want to view what I just did, and it'll bring you up to the form, and you can see that I just typed this in, so it saves it. And then if you want to fill it out again, you can click try again, and it duplicates the form. And now this is editable.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I think it's really, like, I'm definitely going to use this with my clients. And I love it. And it's just, like, it's $200 a year. It's nothing. So
yeah.
we'll go back to the journal log. And you can see the second entry here, and you can set it up so it'll say like entry number 1, entry number 2, etc. But I just haven't done that yet. Okay, cool. Are you seeing that? Do you understand what I'm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. Okay, so all right. So what I use is Gravity Forms. Gravity Forms user registration. I use some custom code that I've pulled off of like other people's websites on how to hack things. And then the plugins that I also use are nav menu roles, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. So it's a plugin that allows you to create the custom menu. So you can hide the custom menu items based on the user roles, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. And then that log that you saw is a sticky list for Gravity Forms. So using those things, you can create what it is I just showed you how to create. So 3 simple plugins. It costs about $200, but it absolutely works, and it works like a charm. So let me show you I'll show you how easy it is to set up. So we'll create a new form, and we'll just do a simple registration. So simple. So I just clicked on new forms and then typed in the name, and then because I have the developer's license, I get a bunch of extra advanced things. So I can put in.
And this is a Gravity form?
Yep, this is a Gravity form. So it comes with things like name,
Right.
and email, and then you can put in password comes with it, and so like. Okay, there's my registration form. It took about like 3 seconds to do, right? So we'll update the form, and then in order to get it fully working with Gravity Forms, you have to add on the user registration form, which is part of the developer's license. So it's as easy as on this menu on WordPress going down to add-on, and you go down to where is it? Oh, user registration add-on. So you can see that it's active. One of the nice things about Gravity Forms is that you can also add a Zapier. So I have a diabetes prevention program, and so people will log their weights over time, and then I've integrated a bunch of other plugins, so you can anytime somebody logs their weight, then it will create a chart, like it'll chart where their weight is, and then I can also add another line for what their exercise is, so people can directly see how their exercise or like food score has influenced their weight over time, which is really cool. And so this Zapier, you can add things to Google Docs, and then there are other plugins that will create things using Google Docs, etc. Zapier is really great. I have some other website things that I'm developing that Zapier also helps with, where you can create an entirely, like duplicate an entire website. If you were wanting to, like I could set up a form for you, or like an entire like subdomain, and then you could essentially go to my website, buy it, and then it automatically sets it up for you. So you already have all the Gravity forms installed, etc. Which is awesome. Yeah, I love it. So once you have the user registration added, then you can go up to user registration, and this will automatically show up once the plugin is added on. And you can see that I've created 2 registrations. One is a user info, and I'll show you. You can go to here and click on profile, and this profile page will see how it says name. This is one I set up earlier, so this is my personal email address, and if I wanted to update 100 North Pole, I hope it'll work. So let's say Juneau, Alaska. I don't know what it is. Okay. I might not have it set up properly. We'll see in a second. Okay, yeah, I'll show you how to set that up because it's not working right now. Okay, so you can go into Add New, and you can choose to either create a user or update a user. So the form we're just looking at is supposed to update a user. So since we just did the simple registration form, I'm going to create a user. So you can see how that works. So simple registration, and the username, we don't have a thing in here for a username, but so you can use right now without the username. You can use any of these, so whatever you want their username to be. So you can just create a simple form and just use the email, or if you wanted to have an actual like username that they enter, you would just have a single line of text. And update form, so we'll go in to preview it. Oops. And it's just as simple as clicking, and we'll update the form. So really super simple. So you see name, email, username, and then if you wanted to drag these things around, and let me know if I'm going too fast, you just click and drag update, and then we'll refresh the page, and you can see that it's moved. Really easy. And then if you want to extend this out, you can choose an under appearance, so see how it's only like half the page, half the form. You go here and go to Appearance. And have it to large, and then we'll refresh this here. So see how it extends out longer. So whatever it is that you want to use. Okay, so right now we can use just the email, and I'm going to refresh this page since we updated the form, and we didn't save it yet, so it'll take us through the process again. So we'll create a user using the simple registration. And now when we go to username, now it appears. So we can have them set their own username. And then the first name, you have first, last name, last. And you can change this form. So if you just want it to say name and you don't care about the first name, last name, it's just simple as turning it off, and you can say full name, and it writes it there. Which is useful if you don't care about their first name and last name. So display name can either be username, or you can use first name, last name, etc. And the first name will be like whatever, like I just typed in the full name, so if you want to keep it as the full name, it would just be the first name. So the email, it just selects email, password. You can either have it be their password, or if you leave the password out, then you can auto-generate a password, and that's something that Emily does. She automatically creates a password, and then like your password is set. So you can have it auto-generate or create their own, and then there are a bunch of different membership levels. I also really love WordPress plugins, user role editor plugin. And what you can do is you can create a bunch of different user types. And so if you have somebody who's just a subscriber, or like I had the drop down menu of somebody who wants business consulting, or somebody who wants to learn about my nonprofit things, then you can create different user roles, and it makes it really easy to plug in. So I also love using this, and what you can do is when it has the role, it will automatically show up here, so you can choose whatever it is that you want. It's really important field, because if you want somebody to be an administrator, etc. I also have clients, so I'll show you why that's important in a minute. So like I do website updates for people, or like help them set up their these sort of web journals, and so I can have them fill out a specific form for signing up to, like, and it can create a sales funnel, right, for signing up to have me do web development for them. And then I can change this, and I'll show you how to change the menu that pops up, so they get something specific and it takes them to the pages that you want. So we're going to have a subscriber for now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I've also run into the thing where people have different PayPal accounts versus their personal email. So you can add an extra email class in here. You just go back here and click the email and edit it for billing email address. And then you would have to select this meta option and then add custom, and then you would choose the field here. So choose to have it send the password to a new user by email, and that works perfectly. Okay, so we updated it. So, or we've officially created this form. So in order to add this to a page, we'd go to New Page. And then and then add form, and then use simple registration. So now you have something set up so that somebody can register for your site, and we'll publish this. And then you can view the page. So I can email you the custom functions that you add to have it automatically log somebody in. I don't have it pulled up right here. I'd have to go back and find it, but it's easier if I send that because it's not something you're going to be able to write down right now anyways. So I can send it to you after this. You can just add it to your functions.php file. And I can show you how to do that. So now essentially you've created a registration form and somebody can come in and register. If you wanted them to go to the journal right away, you'd go to Settings and then Confirmations. And then we're going to edit the confirmation. And you click Redirect. And we'll go to HTTP. You can see my other websites. So have it go directly into the journal. So it automatically go to the journal that I have set up for them. Okay, so I'll show you how to set up the journal. So we'll go to New Form, or I can just show you the one I have set up just for time sake. Okay, so I have it set up in Journal, and then you can go in and edit, and you pretty much just click all of the things. I use paragraph text for everything. The only thing that's different is that I have added the page. You press the page button, and what it does is it adds this page break. So you can have as many pages as you would like. And then you can also add a section setting. So if you wanted to have somebody do the rest of their user registration info, like what their address was or their phone number, etc. If that's not something you want to get at the registration table, you can have this here and just say user info, and we'll update the form. So that's how you create the sections. To get it automatically set up, I'll go ahead and fix the profile form that didn't work earlier. And this honestly just takes me about an hour to set something up, but it creates really useful sales funnels because you can create a landing page with lead pages, and then you can have the join now or whatever, the submit button, go to the registration URL. So it makes it really, really simple and easy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so the user info, okay, so I just created a copy of my user info, and so this should be the user. We'll go in and edit this. Is that the right one? Yeah, okay. So you can see how I have the billing info. So in order to have the profile automatically set up, you go into Advanced, and you can have the default value. And once you create a user registration form, this will pop up. It won't be available unless you have the okay, wait, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, so we go in here, sorry. So this one won't always show up, so because I have the radio button, if it's the same or not, so it'll toggle it on and off. So I'll show you how to do the address one. So you can go into Appearance, and then Advanced, and you can click Allow Field to be populated dynamically. Here, hold on, let me check something really quick. I actually think you can do it in here. So we'll edit in our registration page. Sorry, my coffee's not quite kicked in. Okay, so we can go into the user registration settings, and you can add a meta value, and you can have create custom, and you can say address line 1, and then you go here and you go to address, street address, and then select a new meta option, add custom address line 2, and then we go into address line 2, and then we go into here, add custom, address city, and then we go into city. So I'll go ahead and click update, and then we'll go back here to the profile. Let's refresh the page, make sure all of those changes took place, and I'll put in 100 North Pole, Juneau, Alaska, and you can add as many values in. I'm just trying to change the, or to finish around 11. So you can click submit, and we go back here to profile, and you can have it set up in automatic redirect, how I showed you earlier. Oh, that's not working. Alright, that should have worked. Goodness, of course it's not gonna work on me when I want it to. So let's just make sure we have the right form. Oh, you know what? It's because I chose the wrong form to edit. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so we'll go here and edit, and we'll do the same thing. And I'm just gonna do the city really quick. So we'll add, okay, add custom, and I'll just type city, and then, so we'll save the city, update, and then, so I'm just gonna type Juneau, click submit, and then we go back to our profile. There it is. So it says Juneau. So you can have it set up the automatic redirect, so it comes back to this page. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let me show you how to do the menus. So you can go here to the menus, and this is after the nav menu roles is integrated. So I go here, and when you drop down, you see that there are new options: logged in users, logged out users, everyone. And so you can go here to contact, and then, so if you were just to go to rosehalf.com, so if you went there, it would look like we showed you earlier. And then now that I'm logged in, you can display mode for logged in users only, and you can create a custom menu for any one of any other type of user. So I have a diabetes prevention program, and so I have it set up so class 1 goes to one URL, class 2 goes to a second URL, and it's all based on drip content, etc. So I love this for a variety of reasons. And then again, you can only see this when you're a logged in user. And profile, you can only see this when you are, logged in. And then the login, you can only see when you're logged out. So super easy to set up. It works really beautifully. There are some site compatibility issues, so it doesn't work with all themes. But for the most part, if you contact the theme, like the owners of the theme, if you buy it, they'll send you back an email. I got a response back within 24 hours for another one, another site that I was using, which is really awesome. Okay, and then I'll show you one last thing. We'll go to plugins, add new, and we'll go to user role editor. I don't think I have it set up. So if you wanted to have somebody create just a general profile, or if you have different tiers of clients, etc., then you can use this user role editor. And so now we'll go back in here to users, and you see something else popped up. So we'll click on user role editor. And this looks really complicated, but for the most part you don't have to worry about it. And so I can create a new client. Oops, I could spell. New, we'll just keep it the same. And then you can just make a copy of a subscriber, and now when I go into, I'll refresh this. And now that should show up as a new client. Do you see it down here? So I could click, and if I only wanted new clients to see it, then I could have just the new client see that menu item. Do you have any questions?
Oh, that's awesome. I can't believe how, I mean, get the thing, how simple it is.
Yeah, so I set all of that up in about half an hour, so it doesn't take terribly long. Yeah, so you can integrate it with creating new, like a membership site, and so I use LearnDash, and so I have developer license for all of those. So if you wanted to create a LearnDash site, then you can. Probably awkward looking at yourself. Okay, I'll stop sharing so you can see me. So I use LearnDash, and then you can use, when you integrate LearnDash and Gravity Forms, there's just an extra plugin for it. Then you can have somebody automatically enroll to a course, and then you can have it automatically go to the course login page, which is really simple.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it doesn't take very long to set up, and I love it. It creates an automated system that so I've paid probably $400 or $500 for all this stuff, but I have a couple clients that I set it up for them, and so they pay like just for my time, and it usually costs them less. So
that's awesome. I love it.
Yep.
It's super, like, I love that it's so simple and customizable, and that's what's so overwhelming about the rest of it. It's like, where do you start? I don't know.
Yep, this gives you just one system. You don't have to learn InfusionSoft or LeadPages even. You can just like do it what feels comfortable, and then set it up. Or if you do use LeadPages, then you don't have to use another system and figure out how to integrate it, and you're not paying $200 a month.
I know. That's the crazy part. It's like, there's all these systems out there which are great, but you have to learn everyone, and then you have to pay for everyone, and then you have to have the time to update everything. Like, ugh. So that's awesome. I'm psyched.
I'm glad to hear. Yeah, so that's how you set it up. So let me know if you have any questions. I will send you the code and where to put it into your onto your website, hold on, sorry. So yeah, I'll send you where to put it on the website, and then where to set it up. And if you need any help, just let me know. Happy to help.
Thanks. That's awesome. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Bye.
See you later.